you see that there's something more behind the eyes of this creature. And
it's smart.
Tyget looks over to you, and you hear him as they're preparing to ask him a question. He says, "That's Lepook."
He's friendly, right?
Well, if you're friendly to him, he's friendly to you.
And I'm gonna rest my hand on top of his head and just kind of pet him.
As you attempt to put your hand on top of his head, he basically throws his arm up and pushes it to the ground. And as he does so, he kind of pushes his enormous wet nose into your chest. And he begins, like, smelling. It's like this deep, almost uncanny whiff. And as he begins to smell you, he kind of chuffs to you like a... And there's something very odd about it. Like, it's sort of like he's speaking. Give me perception.
20.
20, that's actually really good. Do you have linguistics by chance?
No, I don't think so. I do not.
Look at that. Finally, something that he's gonna fucking suck at.
I don't expect Horam to know what language a dog is talking.
Suck it, Innie.
Take it easy, Ayo. Have a good one, man. Thanks again, brother. And I'll see you in a little bit. No, you're actually not. You're not familiar. It sounds like it's an oddly tangible language, but you can't tell what it might be. And plus, it's coming out of some kind of hound, so it could just be your imagination at this point. Your perceptions are all over the place. You are kind of elsewhere. Like, physically you're there, but mentally you're not really.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, whoa, I mean no harm. Like it knows common.
He removes his paw from your hand, and he lies down near you, crossing paw over paw and placing his head down over his higher arm. Sorry for that, the introductions. I'm Tyget Mispus, and that's Lepook. Friends, we've been friends for a long time. I didn't quite catch your names, and why you travel in such a varied pack. Are you adventurers? Have you come to sell me oddities, antiquities even?
From the back of the room, I would say, I got a rug if you're interested.
Oh, yeah, I would be happy to assess.
I don't have it on me right now, but I'll make sure I get back to you, but they had more pressing matters. I'm going to continue looking throughout the shop again.
Actually, you are spot on. We are adventurers. And as it so happens, I'm Jerrod Skellerang.
Oh, wait, Skellerang, I'm familiar. Are you related in any way to the guard captain, Tercion?
Tercion would actually be, despite appearances, my younger brother.
Read your camera.
Wait, he has a brother? I was not informed that he had a brother.
Due to an incident having to do with some plane stepping, I was gone for some time. I've only just recently come. I was thought dead for quite some time.
Red, fix your camera.
I can only unplug and plug it in so fast.
Gotcha. We'll do it faster. Thank you so much for the follow, Blitzkirk.
It's still not it's not registering it now at all.
Perfect. Perfect.
The face he's making isn't that bad. You can just leave him like that. Looks like he's pondering deeply about something.
Yeah, it certainly looks like he's pondering deeply about something.
Yeah, my camera doesn't want to work. I just unplugged and plugged it back in about 4 or 5 times, and it didn't even register that it's a camera anymore.
Nice!
Because you did it while you were still in call. Try leaving or rejoining.
Nice, Black Square.
For an answer.
I am Black Squarington. Hello, I am here to be a void of darkness on Bub's stream.
Did you want
So
to
nothing much has changed.
perchance turn on your camera phone?
My phone has 6% battery on it. Hold on.
Do you have a charger at your desk?
Not with an extension cable. So like, hold on. I'll do something.
Yay, black square.
Anyways, just you keep going.
Captain Black Swear.
Okay. So say that again, please, Sniper.
Yeah, as I was saying, due to an incident with, well, accidentally stumbling into another plane, I was gone for some many years. Your city thought me dead. So, yes, my brother does indeed brother.
That's kind of better.
It's kind of frightening.
I wonder if there's a way that he can make it like widescreen.
By turning it on its side, should work. There you go.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
It's almost better than his real camera.
I'm good. That's perfect. There we go.
Mute yourself on Skype, though.
It's fam.
All right. Annie's good now. Annie should be good. Everyone should be good now. Yeah, everyone looks good. Perfect.
Cut in half. Oh no! Wait, no, we're good now, right?
Well, that would explain things then. But why? I'm assuming that this dimension had opened up. Then you've come back. Then
Yes, I have come back. And I'm slowly but surely getting used to things again.
well, I've been here a long time, and I don't quite recall you. Forgive me, in my old age, my memory is gone.
Well, just like my brother, my father was the captain of the guard. He was one of the leaders.
Yes, I remember the previous guard captain. He was good people. He was good to the town, and he was the best kind of person that this town could hope for to protect it.
Some might even say better than it deserved in some ways. But that's neither here nor there. I've actually come on other business. It has more to do with my brother. I understand that you're one of the patrons for the cleric Alec, or the paladin Alec.
Oh, yes, Alec Tercival. I am very familiar with him. He's a regular patron of Target's old things.
Yes, we've actually found ourselves in need of his. We've actually found ourselves in need of him, or at least an audience. And of course, with everything going on in the city, what with the fights over the taxes and what, he's been rather difficult to find. Do you happen to have any idea where we might be able to locate him?
Well, he had just recently returned from an adventure into the jungle of Red Gorge. He said he had dispatched an old ogre there, and he had brought back many things from his journeys. In fact, I have yet to assess the value of some of them. I would be happy to show you if you're interested in acquiring them. I have paid, but it's at a minor nominal fee.
I think we wouldn't be against looking at things. What say you, Klaus?
Be honest with you, I totally missed the last part of that conversation.
It's good to know you pay me attention! No, he was asking if we want to go ahead and look at stuff Alec brought.
It certainly wouldn't hurt to take a look at some of the things he's brought you.
Well, give me a moment, please, and I will have Lapook help me summons them, if that's fine.
Sure, we'll be more than happy to wait on the poof.
He snaps to, and when he seems to snap, Before you, Horam, Lepook quickly stands, and before he can even reach the full standing point, there is a physical, like, almost sunder of light before you, this, like, audible crack. Again, like it's like a pencil snapping. And Lepook disappears before you. It's not as if he's gone to run away, but as if he's just magic trick poofed before you.
Have I seen anything like this before, or is this completely new to me?
As far as you can tell, you have seen... You've seen casters have the ability to, like, dimension door and stuff like that. But you've never seen an animal do it?
I see me here, I'm just instantly thinking, oh yeah, Displacer Beast.
It's a blink,
Maybe
dude.
they're a druid.
As they return around the corner, it seems as if the old man Tyget is balancing a small crate on the back of Lepook. Lepook seems to be walking very steadily, almost as if guiding Tyget forward to a small table, a table designed for a halfling. Lepook moves over to the side, and he shifts his body in a way that allows Tyget to kind of push it over to the top of the table. It takes a little bit of effort, but Tyget moves the things over. He had come back over the last few weeks, and he brought some things from the southwestern regions, and he said some of these were from Red Gorge and Demon Scar itself. If you'd like to take a look at some of these things, I would be happy to assist you. But be warned, if you break it, you buy it.
Oh, absolutely. As far as assistance, though, I think it won't be quite necessary. As it so happens, my colleague here, Klaus, he's actually a sorcerer. Throw on the goggles, Magic Boy.
I'm gonna just like toggle on my detect evil and just kind of look around after Lepook leaves. So just see if I can find anything around that's looming.
Sure. As you kind of look around the room, everything here kind of has its own odd, lingering auras. It's very strange to you, because nothing here immediately emanates that sense of evil per se. But you can tell that some of these things have been in the possession of people who may have been evil in the past. And the same can be said in regards to the magic spectral vision here in this case. The magic spectrum reads that there are some lingering auras, but nothing that seems to be of heavy enchantment or long last once going over these goods. There are a variety of things here. There is... looking through them, you see that there is some kind of plate, a rectangular plate of silver. It's got a variety of odd figures and ciphers that have been etched into it. There appears to be some kind of bust or head of a creature that is made of pink marble. There is a mask that looks very akin to that of a baboon. You find that there's a painting of a standing knight in brown robes. He carries a bastard sword at his side and leans on a decorative sill. There's also what appears to be a basalt gosling. A life-size statuette of a small goose carved...
I thought you meant like Ryan Gosling. I'm thinking, wow. Let's get around.
No.
Statue of the man himself.
Deadpool's really popular in Cauldron.
Yeah.
That's Ryan Reynolds.
That's not Ryan Gosling.
Close enough.
Oh my
They don't know
god.
the difference.
There's... Oh god.
They think it's Ryan Gosling all along, but you know, Cauldronite, they're not that intelligent.
And I'm over here like, man, you guys know a lot more Canadians than I thought you did.
Too many. We have
Ryan
too many.
Gosling's one of them.
Hey, we go ahead and keep scouring Canada for, international talent. Then we just go ahead and make believe they're ours.
Actually, now that I think of it, I'm pretty sure Ryan Reynolds is Canadian too.
Are they both?
Yeah,
There.
they are.
Feels
We've
good, man.
repatriated them.
No, they're still
They're ours
Canadian.
now. They were never Canadian.
I'm
We
pretty
deny it
sure
all.
if you just give them a phone call, where you're going to get the number, I have no idea, but I'm going to agree to be Canadian.
Hush your mouth, Maple Baby.
Better to be a Maple Baby than a... I don't even know what Trump has to offer.
Oh God, you're fucking
Trump land.
ridiculous.
Not
What
maple
he has
syrup,
to
that's
offer?
for sure.
Freedom.
Right, walls. Nobody builds walls like him. And love of
He's the
China.
best Mason.
So, based off of the things that you have seen here, is there anything that you wanted to investigate further?
I wouldn't
The,
mind taking a look at the mask.
The basalt,
I was actually going to say the Mask in the Night set sound kind of cool.
basalt Gosling sounds interesting, considering our recent encounter with basalt.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and start with the Gosling.
Okay.
The moment that you remove this life-size statuette of the small goose, carved in deep gray and polished basalt, you can hear the showman in his voice come out. He's like, "Well, you've chosen the volcanic Gosling. This is one of 12 created by the heroine Tlemida about 8 centuries before, on Midsummer's Day. According to legend, Tlemida also set the foundation stones of Cauldron City Hall. Tlemida, a descendant of the legendary Cerebar Spellmason, was deeply moved by the sudden flight of a flock of ducks over the lake, and chose to immortalize that moment with these carvings."
An interesting tale. I'm going to detect magic and see what's going on with this thing. If there's anything special about it.
There's nothing that seems to be particularly special about the Gosling itself. The initial carving itself seems to be quite nice. Its quality is, I wouldn't say unparalleled, because it's not something that is often carved. You know, how many people find basalt and regularly carve? So this is one of those things where it was like a work in progress. But you can tell, based off of the material, the carving alone, this easily fetch a price of a few hundred gold, depending upon the right buyer. Plus, it's just downright cute.
Dog.
I mean, it's a baby goose.
While they do that, I want to go over and pet the doggo. And just kind of sit down beside it.
I'm pretty sure you're going to piss that dog off before too long.
It doesn't matter. I just want to pet him.
I just want to
Bubs,
pet that doggo.
Has there already been any movement, unusual people walking or looking at us, or at least looking to the shops? And
No,
I've been...
not at
Okay,
all.
cool.
I mean, like I said, this building is pretty decrepit. It's not exactly a hot commodity when it comes to looting. Plus, looking at some of these things, like, it's not quite the 55-inch LG TV. You know, that the guy's got statues of ducks. Like,
All right.
let's be real.
Seeing as there's no immediate danger, then I'll walk inside and see what's going on. Then
Sure. Give me perception as you move inside. He waits patiently.
Tyga, I imagine that you're something of a collector then?
Oh, yes, I've been collecting for many years, since I reached adulthood.
30.
Balthar, you immediately can discern everything that's going on in this room. You can tell that they're going through a series of belongings from a wooden crate. There is some kind of a hound here. It doesn't look to be immediately familiar to the region. Give me a knowledge. Let's see. Will a knowledge nature help you here?
Sure.
Let's find
Well,
out.
Is it a creature that you would find more in dungeons, or just something that you would find out in the wild?
That's what I'm trying to find out right now. If my fingers want to work, my God.
Doubtful.
This is certainly something that... Actually, yeah. Give me knowledge nature.
14.
14. You've not seen this particular creature because they're not exceedingly native to the region, but given the initial display of some of the traits, you think you've heard about these kind of animals before. A fiercely loyal hound. They tend to travel in packs, but this guy seems to be solitary, and he's staying around the owner of the shop. He's staying pretty closely to him, maintaining an immediate distance, not kind of letting him out of his sight, or you guys for that matter. And when he sees you, you can see kind of like the hair on his back raise briefly for a moment, and then he realizes that when everyone else kind of looks back to you, they don't pay you any mind. But you can't immediately tell what kind of creature it is.
Alrighty. Looking to the group then, I'll look over to Sakata. Have you guys found anything yet?
They might have. I haven't really. I've been shopping.
Jerrod?
Middle of a conversation, man. Rude.
Balthar,
Sorry about
have you
that.
seen this doggo?
Sorry about that, Tygan.
No, it's
but
not
you
not
say-
a problem. No problem at all.
You say you're a collector. I'm assuming then that you get these items from adventurers.
Oh, yes, adventurers or sellswords typically acquire oddities, antiquities, if you will, along the way, and it's something that I've always found a particular interest in. Everything tells a tale, a story to be told, and craftsmen far and wide pour their heart and soul into these very things, and I've always wanted to surround myself with these very things.
Have certainly surrounded yourself with interesting things.
Thank you. I have acquired quite a collection.
I think if we find somebody, we've come across things like this in our travels. I think if we find anything more, we'll come to you. In fact, actually, Bub, do we still have the quote-unquote corpse of our turtle nut?
Yes, you guys would in fact have the corpse of the turtle. Corpse per se, it's more along the lines of like a trinket now at this point. But nothing that would really kind of... I mean, it might tickle his fancy, but remember, you guys were expecting to take this to Keegan.
Oh yeah, we're just talking about showing it off.
Sure, okay.
But no, I'd be like, Klaus, why don't you go ahead and show him the kind of things we come across? Show him Tortimer.
Yes, he was a good tortoise. It's a shame that he's gone now, but here, and I'll bring the pieces that remain of him out of my bag.
When you begin to remove it from the bag, you see that he begins to pull up a light chain from his neck and pulls up some kind of spectacles. He just begins to move with them, and when he places them on his face, they're Coke bottles, man. Like you can see his eyes. Oh my God, he looks absolutely ridiculous. But he kind of blinks a few times, and then he opens up his hand to see this contraption, if you will. Do you place it in his hand?
Yeah.
Okay. He begins to marvel at its display. Its initial creation is a bit different to him. This is not something that he would have immediately thought you would show him. It's not often that you guys have some kind of clockwork creature. And from the looks and the make of the things in the shop, it's not something that gets to visit the shop all that often. And as he begins to kind of take a look, he's like, wow, oh, wow. This, I haven't seen anything like this since, the Dwarven Craftsman from my father's time. Where did you come across this? How did you come across this?
We actually discovered it beneath the city in ruins of a clockwork citadel. In fact, we plan to travel down there sometime again in the near future. So, yes, would you be interested in things like this?
He takes his glasses down to the top of his nose and kind of like he eyes you, like he's sizing you up, like see if you're pulling his chain, that kind of thing. And as he's looking at you, he's like, "Oh, you're serious? The Citadel. You can see that he's visibly like getting more and more almost upset, like it's arousing to him, like this idea, as he begins to kind of like move and shuffle his clothing around. The Citadel, no, that can't possibly be. The Citadel this is just a fabrication, a rumor. It can't be real.
Skellerings aren't known to lie.
Well, if that's real, then you're suggesting that you had discovered this creature, but this is damaged. It's broken. You can tell.
Oh no, that's just something that we found along the way, and well, we already have plans with somebody else as far as that's concerned. But no, I'm just trying to get more of an idea, more of a sense as to kind of objects you would find interesting.
Anything, everything. Time has a way of defining its own type of flavor. See, with every decade, something new comes into style, a new style of clothing, a new type of weapon that the town prefers. I'm used to something a bit more vintage, and, well, this is wild. It seems rather exotic, and the thought of it it's pervasive, and I seem to be quite drawn to it. Could you bring me more things of this nature? I would be willing to pay you handsomely.
I think the next time we go to the Citadel, come across something vintage, such as this, we'll keep you in mind.
If you like things like this, you should get in touch with Keegan Gelf.
No, Keegan, I don't like him. No, I'm not a fan of that. Keegan Gelf, there's something more about him, and I don't trust it.
I cannot blame you for not trusting Keegan. He is, however, a good friend of the party. And as good a friend as we can have in Cauldron, anyway.
So, seeing as we plan to do business in the future, could you tell us more about where we might find Alec? I know that you say that he was recently in Red Gorge. Did he plan to return that way?
I know not of his further excursions. I know that he had shown quite a bit of interest in these pieces, one in particular. And he begins kind of rifling through, and he finds this rectangular plate of silver etched with odd figures and plates. It's about 6 inches wide by 8 inches long. As he shows you the front, it appears to depict a bit of a tail.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that to Klaus because me no read so good.
I'll take a look at it. I'll read the tale that it spins.
Okay. Here you go. Can you see it?
Yes.
We sees it, massa.
Indeed.
Okay. There appears to be a tail. The front side itself has, on the right side, a very, very large-scaled, 6-armed creature. Above it, it seems to be holding either a crown or something that is exhibiting a shine. There appears to be a bit of a pattern to it. And to the left-hand side, it's depicting a story. Give me a knowledge history, if you will.
Okay.
Tell me what you got, because I'm currently I'm
17.
Okay. Yeah, you can depict a couple of things. So, ancient lore has in its own right. They write things a little different. So it's kind of like this. When you look at the way that we write our stories, we write it from the top left to the bottom right. The Japanese tend to tell tales from right to left, and in this way they go from left to right, but it's almost as if the tale starts from the bottom left and they were working their way up. So as you begin to go over this particular image, you see that there is some writing. Do you have linguistics perchance?
It is not trained. Don't have anything into it.
How about the spell comprehend language?
I have tongues. Guess that.
Will tongues help you read?
Yeah, speak and understand anything. Good question. I don't know if that applies to reading or not. It just says speak and understand any language. Let me take a look at the actual spell description.
It actually helps with your heartburn.
Creature touch and the ability to speak and understand the language of any intelligent creature, whether it is a racial tongue or regional dialect. So I assume it's only related to auditory.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, yeah, I can roll a untrained linguistics.
Yeah, go ahead and do that for me.
Sure.
Technician, I did not draw it actually, and QP. I am running in Pathfinder.
Got a 19.
19's actually really good. I'm gonna go ahead and count that as a success. Looking over this, you kind of familiarize this language to be a bit closer to arcane. It feels very arcane in nature, but there's something odd about it. Its affinity is strange to you because it feels almost like second nature, but as you begin to feel it, like you can't really understand it, but as you touch it, almost like in Braille, because the way that it's been inscribed into this tablet, it almost reveals to you a series of words, and as it begins depicting this tale, it's like they transform to the thought of the word in your head. And the particular bottom plate itself tells you about someone known as spellweavers. These spellweavers were enslaving people. And they weren't just people. They were called them. And from the looks at this, by the way that they're built, them could be gnolls. It could be... it couldn't really be Ettins. But you can tell it's some kind of monstrous race. Just the way that they look. Maybe full orcs or potentially ogres. But them were to be controlled by the spellweavers. And they were building something. What that was, they're not entirely sure. But they were compelled as slaves to build this. And in the second page, the second portion of this, the middle script itself, it shows these spellweavers giving and imbibing some kind of fluid, an elixir of sorts. In fact, when you begin to read over it, it kind of comes to your mind. You read, it just says amaranth. This amaranth elixir is given and imbibed into these monstrous humanoids. And it grants them strength beyond strength in a way that no normal man... It basically turns one man into 5, 6, or 7 of them, where before they were going through backbreaking labor, carrying these with all of their strength. Now they were carrying 2- and 3-fold above their heads with ease. And it finalizes in this construct in the upper building. It doesn't exactly tell you about what this is, but it does tell you that it's some kind of station for travel. It's a building for travel, maybe some kind of hub of sorts, but it seems to be of incredible importance. And this spellweaver on the right-hand side, the only thing that you begin to get out of this from the right-hand side, you can see that there is some kind of orb at waist level, something akin to like a scrying orb. This isn't so unfamiliar to you. In the mid, it seems to be judging those that seem to be looking onward, and above, held high as a point, a precipice of their importance. It's just defined as the Starry Mirror. What the Starry Mirror is, you're not entirely sure. What is important is You don't know. But the boxes below the starry mirror depicts some kind of pattern. You see that there are hash marks beneath each one. And as you begin to count them out, the order is 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. There's some kind of numeric combination. You're not entirely sure what the point is of them, but this is very clear to you.
Okay, I'm gonna take that down real quick.
Would
I
we
put
be
it
able to
in the
make a
rough one.
rubbing of that?
A rubbing? Yeah, no, you guys would be able to.
I'm just gonna turn and say, how much would you like for it? I find it might come in handy at some point.
Oh, the hegemonic plating was something that was a bit more important to Alec. I couldn't see myself parting ways with it for less than 600 gold.
And as he says that, you hear Lapook audibly snarl. You hear,
Well, of course, for friends of Alec, I would be happy to part with it for what I paid for 400 gold.
and then Lapook stops snarling.
Can I just pet Lapook for a couple seconds and just say, I'll take it off your hands if you give me a little while. I must run to the bank before returning with the money. It would be ridiculous to carry large quantities of money on me at all times.
Oh, certainly. I totally understand. That's fine.
He seems to cast a wry glare down at Lapook, and you can tell that there's some oddity to their relationship. You can't tell how long they've been there, but halflings, much like dragons, are known for their greed. And Lapook made some kind of notion, almost like calling him out.
It's like a married couple.
Yeah, that's true. It's
it must
calling
suck
him
to
out.
be, to have an honest pet.
Maybe. Get that old man in check. Oh man, too good.
Well, he decides to go to the bank. Can I step forward and ask him about the mask?
Yes.
The baboon mask, yeah. A gold-plated and dark wood mask. It seems to have a bit of an unknown baboon-like divinity. Once worshipped in the jungles of West Cauldron. There was a deity of sorts. What was his name?
Does anybody here have knowledge religion?
I do.
Well, you're gone.
It's not
You went
great,
to the bank.
but wait, anyone here? No. Anyone here? Yeah.
Yeah.
But not-
so shut
not
your
me.
hole.
Okay. How about knowledge arcana?
I can do that.
It's a harder check, but I could give you more information about this.
I got knowledge dungeoneering.
Not going to help you.
Yeah, it never helps me with anything.
How's 27?
It helps when we're
Holy
in
shit.
dungeon.
Okay, you broke my DC. Very good. You actually broke my DC by 5. That's excellent. Glancing over this, you are familiar with this. You've actually encountered something of this in the past. It seems very, almost oddly familiar to you. Because
Like something we might have killed in an inn?
possibly, potentially, but there is a bit of a demon prince by the name of Saraslan. And you're familiar with Saraslan in some kind of studies, potentially in a book that you had found, Klaus. Saraslan is a demon prince known as the Demogorgon. He is a two-headed baboon god with tentacles for arms, strong upper torso, multiple legs, and he's horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
Yeah, he
Why
sounds.
does he have tentacles for arms? It seems kind of
What was his name?
inconvenient.
It's
Saraslan. I put it down in the
Yes.
notes document.
Saraslan.
Always with the tentacles.
He goes on to say,
Yes, Saraslan, yes. He was the Demogorgon centuries ago, after which the false cult of Saraslan was quickly destroyed by enraged neighboring tribes, Legend holds that the scions of Saraslan still haunt the region, and that they have been cursed with lycanthropy. The
I'm
reason
going to,
that this reminds you of this is because you met someone that was cursed with baboon lycanthropy.
Tongue eater?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's very possible that Tongue Eater was one of the remaining scions of Saraslan.
Well, he fucking did.
That's one less to worry about.
Yeah.
going to will he allow me to like look at it and pick it up and touch it, or is he like
Before he reaches for it, on a scale of like 1 to white
funky
hot
demon voodoo?
white, how magical is this?
It's not particularly magical, but it gives you the heebie-jeebies, man. It's just, there's something off about it.
More of like a religious fetish kind of thing?
Yeah, definitely. And knowing full well that the scions still might exist, this would be an object of grave importance.
But will he allow me to like pick it up and?
Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
he's already said it at this point. If you break it,
Yeah,
you buy
can
it.
touch whatever you want.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm going
bust
to. I'm going to pick it up and hold it up. Is there any windows that have light coming in?
Yeah, there is a singular window. It's been painted over, but you're getting some light.
So it's like musty, kind of.
The only real windows are upstairs, but he won't let anybody upstairs. It's kind of
Yeah.
it's his house.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold it up and look through it and look around and say, how much would you price this at?
I couldn't see myself letting it go for any more than 350 gold pieces.
Yeah, Jerrod's gonna look at the dog.
There's a chuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep looking at it. I'm gonna pull out a purse and say, yeah, okay. I'm going to pull out the 350 and I'm going to put it in his hands.
Okay. He'll quickly measure it. He breaks out a scale, and he'll settle down. He's basically got a small bag, a series of bags on his desk side, and he'll toss it onto the scale and then throw your bag on top. And if it seems to measure out fine, he'll happily accept it. He's not going to count out the coins.
That's perfectly fine.
Is there anything in the shop that I would find of interest, personally?
A lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah. Of the things that have yet to be discovered or at least talked about, there still remains this bust that is recently inside of Alec Turcival's things, and the painting. So there's a bust of some kind of fish-like creature, and the painting of the knight in brown.
I'll take a look at the picture of the knight.
Sure. He immediately jumps back in. Again, that salesman pitch right away.
Oh, the knight in brown. This is a 250-year-old painting of a standing knight in brown robes. The knight, he carries a sword at his side as he leans upon a decorative sill. If you look here, you can see that the sill sits a horned helmet. This is thought to be the portrait of Axel Harrowall, bailiff of the distant town of Gradsel. And this portrait is signed AA on the lower right corner. Now, what most people don't know is that this was AA was actually a pen name, if you will, a painting name of the late Cerebar Spellmason's great-great-grandchild, a professional painter in the town of Cauldron.
Why would he hide his name, though?
Well, the great-great-great-grandchild of Cerebar wasn't exactly known well for some of the things that he had done, so he adopted a bit of a pen name, if you will, to remove that trite bit of rumor about himself, to show that he had skill beyond a certain type of private use of things.
I see. It's a beautiful work of art. I'll put it over here. I don't want to mess it up. And then this bust, what is it exactly?
This is something that I've been studying upon. A bust This particular bust I'm calling the God of Crater Lake. This is, from my studies, a Morkoth. You can tell that it's been finely carved in pink marble. He struggles to remove it from outside of the crate. It's relatively heavy. It's about 25 pounds.
I'll help him with it.
Okay.
Got it.
I've seen that the neck bears a bit of damage and wear. It was probably severed from an actual statue of a Morkoth. As you can see, its eye sockets are hollow for gemstones that were stolen long ago. The head dates back to a time well before the first settlers had reached Cauldron.
Other than the design, is there anything else special about it? Any hidden rumors, stories about this one in particular, or?
This is believed to have been one of 4 creatures that had possessed Crater Lake, and as I have not personally seen the creature myself, I can only assume to believe that this is accurate.
As he says that, I'll look over to him. I'll look over to the group, just to be sure. Crater Lake is the giant lake in the center of this place, correct?
Indeed.
That would be it.
Have you seen anything there would look like this? And then kind of just like turning it a little so I can kind of get a better look at it.
You guys haven't really seen anything that kind of fits this descriptor. You are just used to seeing... Well, everybody else, is used to seeing these blackened tentacles that seem to outstretch and reach into the town. But since the recent draining of Crater Lake because of the rainy season, things have since dropped down a great deal. And the creature hasn't been seen since. So what that means for the town?
No idea.
No idea.
Just yet.
Now, I'm going to go ahead and get you guys an image of the Morkoth. This is this is the Kobold Press image of a Morkoth. Kobold Press. There it is. There is the Morkoth itself.
Ugh.
He's adorable.
I mean,
Except
that's not
for the adorable part.
yeah. He's a thing.
It's like a chicken went really, really wrong somewhere down the evolution line.
Yeah.
Chicken took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Well, that could possibly be the creature of Crater Lake.
I mean, at least it'll taste like chicken.
It doesn't appear to have blades on the tentacles, so I'm gonna go with no, but
It could be a baby.
Something that was corrupted over time, maybe?
it's possible.
Yeah, Jerry's just gonna go ahead and look at it and be like this.
The painting, though, kind of taking an interest in it.
If you guys Google search Morkoth, you'll find loads of depictions of some kind of fish-headed, squid-tentacled creature. Something very odd about it. Go ahead
for
about
this
the painting.
painting of the knight. My father has a fascination for strong warriors and some storytelling here and there. I was wondering if I could send this as a gift, if that would be okay.
I don't see why not. I could find a courier. Where does your father live?
Where would exactly outside of Cauldron would it be? Like,
It's actually, it's like a hidden conduit. You're not going to be able to just have anyone just roll up in there. It's highly guarded, and not too many people are allowed in. You're basically only allowed in if you're a child of the sect, or you've been adopted
I doubt
in.
you want to give the location of the secret lair of your group. You could ask to have it rolled and put in a sheath, so you can.
Yeah, probably do that. Looking back over at Jerrod, would it be safe for me to carry it if it's wrapped like?
I'm pretty sure they can give you a boiled leather case for it or something.
I'll look over to the shop owner.
Well, yes, we can arrange something. That shouldn't be a problem.
Now, we might be able to go ahead and swing by and see your father sometime during our journey, but
Hopefully, there would be lots that we have to discuss. But that's assuming we're heading on the same. But yes, if I could take that painting, that would be great.
The Knight in Brown will run you 150 gold pieces.
Very well. I'll give him 150.
Okay, not a problem.
Jerrod's going to look at the dog again and just kind of like...
No response at all.
And he's going to keep quiet. If you can't tell, Jerrod's going to be doing his business with the dog.
Let's not ever use that series of words ever again.
Terminology's a little off. A little off. I'm picking up what you're putting down, though.
Man, y'all be creepy.
Yeah, it's us. It's creepy. Keep taking that.
Mm-hmm.
Too good.
Is there anything else I can interest you in?
No, no, that'll be it. Thank you.
Very welcome. Very welcome.
For myself, I'm quite fine. And I look forward to bringing you some interesting baubles and trinkets in the future.
I look forward to this as well. It has been quite an exhilarating day. Typically, I find myself emptying my own personal coin vaults for Tercival and friend.
I'm fairly certain we can get you some unique items that would probably make you the envy of them, or at least for those who are of an interest.
Well, I hope so, and at the same time, I hope that's not the case.
Sir, if I could make a suggestion, if it's not out of line, the shop front is a little worse for wear, which could be the reason why clientele might be a little on the low end.
Yes, I'm not exactly as spry as I used to be, and I have accepted the fact that I don't exactly have the most up-to-date wares that some of the younger generations might appreciate. You see, I find myself fencing oddities, antiquities, and I lack some of the more fad-induced items. You see, I don't carry wands or magic or these blasted fidget spinners.
The items that you sell isn't necessarily a problem, I think, but the presentation that you have on the outside. I have heard the term before that everyone always loves the classics. And that being said, I think if you just had a little bit more upkeep at the front, it could help, which is what I was going to say. If you ever needed help in kind of fixing up your shop front, I would do what I can in the free time of my adventure.
You realize that your race, they tend to get a bit of a bad rap. They say many terrible things about goblinkin, and, well, from my experience, most of those things are true. If you're suggesting to help clean up the front of my store, possibly fix a shingle or two, replace some of the glass, I would be happy to have your assistance.
It would be an honor.
Oh, thank you, boy, thank you. I don't know exactly how I could assist you further. Is there something that you would be interested in finding? Maybe I could keep my eyes aflit for and something that Tercival will bring about.
Anything in regardings to the Great Warden, Saren? Any tomes, any tapestries, things like that?
Not something I've heard in a long time. I'll keep my eyes open, and I'll search my reserves, my own personal belongings.
No problem. Thank you again. Looking back over the group, I think we should.
At this point, we're just waiting on Innie, I think so.
Yeah. Looking back, I'll just tell the guys. I think we should probably get some rest up for the night. I'll probably stay here a little while longer, help clean up, get the bell properly fixed on here, and probably get these weeds out of the way. At least make the store look a little more lively before I head back to the tavern. If you guys are okay with that.
If you wish, by all means.
It won't be long, probably a couple hours. I'll be back before sundown.
Or, okay.
Before you, as you guys start kind of agreeing, or at least as he's agreeing to help out, Lapuka is no longer needed immediately, as it looks like things are kind of tapering down. Lapuk blinks to the room opposite, where it kind of like has like a half wall that's up, and there is an old battered and beaten down couch for guest and company to sit while some of the more odd things are perused, and it seems as if he's blinked over to the couch, and he's kind of like pushing up a blanket to crawl himself under, and he'll cover up himself as much as he possibly can.
Well, I don't know about you, gentlemen, but I think I've found exactly what I need today. I'll see you out front. And Jerrod's going to...
I'm just gonna... Does the mask have like a strap, or is it like... It just holding mask?
It had a strap in the past, but you can tell that there is a bit of like a... It's got like a bottom to it where the chin would rest, and an area where there might be some kind of wrapping to it. But you don't see any kind of additional strap or anything that was there. It's since just kind of like freestanding to be mounted from that point forward.
I'm just going to be sitting there just holding it up and off my face, just on, off, on, off, just waiting.
Michael Cage.
Okay, all right, very good. At this point,
Cage,
you guys probably would have noticed that Lapuk is more than just your average hound.
Yeah, I'm kind of seeing
he's a corgi.
The abilities he's doing with that. Would I be able to do another knowledge check to figure out what kind of animal exactly does that?
Yeah, you can also give me a knowledge arcane if you have it. That's for anyone else as well.
13 is lower than the last one.
Hearing help?
Man,
Badoop.
shitty roll. 15.
Shitty roll indeed. No, you guys aren't necessarily familiar with their initial race of what they are. You can tell that it's certainly some kind of magical dog, but to what degree, you're not sure.
He could just have an item on him that the dog like he's trained to use or something like that.
Yeah.
Jerrod's just like, hey, I spent a week running away from frog people. I'm cool. This is my new norm.
Yeah.
Just thinking to myself, I'm like, can Yolgar do that?
When you said, I think I've found what I wanted, I thought you were going to be like, I pull out my axe and I cut the old man down. Like, I was like, oh no, what's happening here? Jerrod's going like, he's going full special beast mode. And he's taking Lapuk. Yeah, I thought for sure that's where that was going. I was convinced.
Why would you think that Jerrod, of all people, would like just suddenly go on a murder spree?
Because it's Jerrod.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't really know the rhyme or reason to most of the things.
Sounds like more like my MO.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty accurate.
Or Ronald's.
But, you know, there's also the fact that you're kind of racist. And...
Hey.
There are enough orcs in one
He's
room
a
and enough half-elves.
At least he's the right color.
God damn it. Okay, all right. Okay, so you guys have discovered most of the things that you can here. Horam,
For Horam, then.
you will have returned with the 400 gold to buy the hegemonic plating, and you'll get the plating as you so need. This is, in fact, very heavy, and it is made entirely of silver. So this isn't something that you know that at least the other half of your party can't aptly hold without injuring themselves further.
Okay.
Can't hold without injuring themselves further?
It's silver.
It's silver.
Oh. Ah! Oh.
Yeah, you're gonna hurt with it.
Couldn't we just have taken a rubbing of it? Like, really? We had to go ahead and buy the whole thing.
I mean, you start to get real mad, I'll just press it against your face and walk away.
I mean, I'm glad I bought the mask then.
Just hold it and slap you with it real quick and then walk off.
Oh my god.
Except smack you with it real quick. This thing probably weighs like upwards of like 30, 40 pounds. 'Cause it's... Wait, how big is it?
It's 6 inches by 8 inches, and it probably weighs 2 to 3 pounds.
2 to 3 metric tons.
My god, no.
Ugh.
If we wanted to go ahead and assume how thick it is front to back, we could probably math it out.
I mean, I'm sure you could. I don't think it's entirely necessary, but I'm pretty sure you could.
Geek mode on. Sorry.
I'm gonna keep it in my bag.
Okay.
But when we get back to go to sleep tonight, I want to inspect it further, see if I can figure anything about it.
Okay, sounds good.
So long as you keep it well away from me.
You guys weren't there entirely too long. You still have a little bit of day before you. I'm going to assume that given some of your travel, the time that you spent there, and the time that you also spent at the church, you're probably looking at like... You're probably looking at like 4:30.
Yeah. I'll use like 3 hours of that.
Before I
Work
leave
around that guy's shop.
his shop, I wanted to ask him about something.
Okay.
So I'd go up to him and say,
Where's my demon baby?
I have something I need you to look out for, if you could.
Go on.
There's been a group that's been causing an uprising in the town, and recently had a personal affair with me. If you could keep your eye out for, and I'm gonna. Do you have a pen and paper by hand?
I have a quill and parchment, yes.
That's what I said.
He kind of points you over to his workstation. It's a little lower to the ground. Affair to fit a halfling, so yeah, you'll find something.
I'm gonna draw out the half black, half well, as best I can, draw out the half black, half white mask. And I'm just saying,
and of course, since it's Horam, it's going to kind of be like...
I don't know why you make me out to be so stupid. I've got a higher wisdom than you do, and our intelligence is the same. Anyways.
My nickname isn't Brick.
You're right. It's a dumbass.
Yeah, that's basically right, Quail Man. Yeah, I kind of lost a demon. Yeah, about that. So.
And I'm gonna show it to him and say, have you seen anything similar to this?
I'm familiar with the signs. I have not quite been sure what it means. People have come by before, and I've seen this etched on their hands. Is it something that I should be worried about?
Not worried per se. Just it's a group that they've caused a ruckus in this town, and me trying to liberate this town of its evil. It's kind of something I need to take note of.
Well, you should be wary. Evil has been afoot in this town for many years. Just learn to live with it. It doesn't get in my way, and I don't get in its.
It's probably best just stay that way.
He nods to
in
you.
this town, at least.
He nods to you in agreement.
Well, there be anything else?
Nope, that'd be all. Just
God.
If you see this, take note of it, and I'll come by sometime later to see if you've caught anything, and I'm willing to spare gold for information you might have.
Coin has many friends, and if I see anything, I'll make sure to acquire them.
Thank you. And I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Now, out front, Jerrod's just going to be kind of adjusting his gloves a little bit and look back at the rest. So, I think we have a pretty good idea as to where we need to be going at this time. What say we go ahead and stop for horses, get supplies for the trip, and head out in the morning?
Sounds exhilarating.
Now's
That's
not
fine.
time for horses. Never mind.
Yes, horses. Horam. Horses.
Yeah, no, I knew that's what you said.
What the fuck?
You're kind of stumbling there.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man of the cloth and everything. You know, Sarah and Ray, only women you should be worrying about, right?
Oddly enough, I wear plate, not cloth, and I'm gonna walk off towards the tankard.
Okay. Balthar, you said that you had something to say.
Oh yeah, I was gonna stay and help out.
Old man Steve.
Tyget.
Oh my gosh, Tyget. Sorry, I don't know why I don't have the name. There it is. Yeah, Tyget. Gonna just like clean up the storefront for a little bit, do some brooming of the steps, and then, like I said, pull some weeds and then attach the bell so at least the place looks a little presentable, and then I'll make my way
You
back.
mean sweeping?
Yeah,
I mean, you said brooming. That's not that far off.
yeah, it's more or less the same thing.
Just it's an unusual
He's gonna groom the place.
Brooming stuff up. Yeah,
Good.
but yeah, I'll stay there for probably about like an hour, 2 hours, and then I'll head back over to the tip tank.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna burn up to about 6:30, 7 o'clock. Who's going to acquire the horses?
Jerrod.
no, Jerrod don't got a dime.
I'll
Jerrod,
accompany
broke.
Jerrod.
I like that broke ass noble on a bark. That's cute.
Who said I was a noble anymore?
Oh,
I've been thought to be dead all these years. I'm noble in title only.
K-Fed on the loose, everyone in Cauldron.
Are you
Oh my
really
God.
in title even?
Um,
I am one of the children of the founding fathers of Cauldron. Yes.
so
I am a
before
noble.
everyone leaves, I'll let them know that Tercion already told me you can get a good deal. The stable's just across from Keegan Gelb's place.
Yes. Across from Keegan's.
Why the hell are you talking to my brother so much?
Because I'm a guard, and as him being a guard captain, I take the time to inform him of any actions that I feel need to be noted.
Yeah. I'm
Plus, Tercion probably likes Balthar better than you.
You're a son
Just
of a
saying.
bitch.
Probably wishes he was his brother instead. But you know,
I put my paw up to Klaus.
Your paw? It's still a hand, man.
I know, but I like to picture that it's got the little like paw material in it.
You mean?
It's got the
goddamn it.
squishies.
Yeah, a little squishy sponge. So she's go.
He's still got the bean toes.
God damn
Yeah.
it. This is okay. All right. Sure.
Brother bastard.
arrow pretty hard.
Sounds
My
good.
brother loves me.
I'm gonna go back to the tankard, eat dinner at 7, and then go to bed at 8.
Sure.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. I'm gonna get plastered until about 11 o'clock, eat dinner, and then get plastered again.
And then pass out.
And black out somewhere in the middle.
God damn it. You guys are awful.
Yeah.
Okay, so then you're going to stay there. Then I'm going to leave Sniper and Will to head to the stables. Yes, the stables was under new management. If you could recall, there were some things that had happened a long, long time ago in the past, particularly around this group. In fact, there was a character that caught a chromosome just in front of this very place. Can you recall that? That was a long time ago.
Nope.
It
Okay.
will never leave my mind.
It will never leave my mind. Perfect.
I'm kind of curious now, because I do not recall.
This was before your time too. It was with Connor, I believe.
Oh,
It was.
Yeah,
Was indeed.
this was even before Dan's time, which is great.
Yeah, because you said caught a chromosome, so I was like, oh, this has got to be one of mine.
This was
No,
this was Griffith.
This was maybe me,
Yeah,
Definitely any.
but I don't remember it. at all.
yeah. It's that's okay. It's all right.
Andy, what did you do to the horse?
It wasn't a horse. It was a camel.
Oh no!
Yeah, you remember Camel Joe? Yeah, that was my camel way back when.
Yeah,
Then it became a vampire camel, and
I remember
fighting
Camel
children.
Joe from Whisper.
yeah. It was a long time ago. Camel Joe's made his rounds. So,
I
at this point, we have Klaus and Jerrod making their way to the stable. All madness has, again, wrought free of the town. People are basically going ham. I mean, it's not exactly stopping. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I have...
It's like a mosh pit without music.
Well, I'll admit, if Jerrod is walking along and he sees like some rioting, some looting, some fighting, he's probably going to take a minute and just kind of
Punch the shit out of him. Yeah. I was gonna say I'm gonna have like scimitar at the ready. I know I'm like sweeping and shit outside, but like if I see people running up, I'm just
Sweeping
like,
with a
"What?"
sword.
I can just see him, this bugbear, out in front of the shop with a scimitar in one hand and a broom in the other, just sweeping along, kind of looking at everyone and going.
Someone runs by, just cut him. They're like, "Oh my god, he's killing you!" I'm like, "They're not dead. There's a pile of bodies in front of the." Yeah, they'll wake up tomorrow. Just leave alone.
They're just sleeping, I promise.
The forever sleep.
Please don't be
But
too
yeah.
loud. Please don't be too loud. That'll work. There we go. Perfect.
Caribou.
All right. Wow, my browser's like moving at the speed of stank. Seems
How many
good.
tabs do you have today?
Not as many as you might think. Just what's necessary to run the stream.
So like 14?
10.
Seems
I've got
accurate.
10. Thank you very much. Okay. With all 10 of my tabs moving, now 9. 8 even, because... Shut up. Making your way to the stable to acquire steed for the next couple of days. You know that you're going to need them for a little while. People are still kind of running amok through the streets, fucking breaking anything that they can get their hands on, really. Throwing things through windows. They're pissed. And you know, they're gonna regret it in the oncoming days when things kind of calm down, if they calm down at all. But right now, it's just utter mayhem in Cauldron. People are upset. I mean,
It's like after a Bruins game.
always even. So, making your way there, you guys will find your way across from Keegan's to the stable. It is in fact a stable house. It looks as if the open area for the horses has since been boarded up to a degree where they have wide-wing doors now, so people can't just freely walk in and out. And luckily, in due time, in this time of need, yeah, it's relatively important. So when you approach, you can tell that they are in fact open. You hear the horses whinny from the inside, but it looks as if nobody's really kind of fucking with this building. You can see that Keegan's has even taken some damage initially, but from what you can see, this place is not. There's not really a large amount of windows. It is wooden, and nobody's really messed with it. Travel is still travel, you know. Even when there's like utter panic and riot, people still have to get around. So they're not really messing with this place.
So there's wooden wing doors that are soaked in wood.
Soaked in wood?
It's a meme thing, sorry.
That means right over my fucking head.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Anyways, yeah, Jerrod's gonna knock.
Okay, sounds good.
Hello.
When you knock, you see that the door is opened by a hand. Not, it's someone that would definitely work on staff. It's like a hand of the business. And when they open, they're holding a pitchfork in preparation to attack. The first person to take hostile action seems to be a middle-aged man. He is dressed not to impress, but to shovel shit and sell horses.
My friend has money.
Fine, come in.
See? Talk to him. He's gonna kind of like wave Klaus in.
Okay. As you enter in, you see that there's another person nearest the wall where the door actually isn't at this point, and they're also carrying the same kind of pitchfork. This one seems to have a bit of horse dung attached to it.
That poison damage.
Yeah, right. Well,
We've come to do business.
well, surely you wouldn't be knocking if you had come to take the horses. How many will you be needing?
We'll be needing 5 in total.
They look back. They only count 3 in stalls. Like we only have 3 now. Seeing that the situation is not nearly as hostile as they had immediately seen, they kind of lower it, and they stand behind. You can tell the tension is not necessarily left their bodies, but they're not immediately prepared to swing directly at you.
Mm-hmm.
Got a wagon?
No, our stables are no longer equipped with wagons. They've been damaged. Unfortunately, before today, everything was fine, and, well, you've seen outside.
Yeah, it's a little muggy.
2 of our wagons have been stolen, 2 have been destroyed, and 1 was burned right next to this very building. We were lucky enough to put it out.
I'm sorry for the losses that this horrific event has caused your business. However, I do feel it right to mention Tercion has sent us, and 3 horses we can potentially deal with. It's not ideal, but we'll figure a way out.
If you can wait until morning, we're expecting a requisition of 4 more from a neighboring town.
That would
Actually,
be perfect.
We plan to leave in the morning, so yes, if we could just go ahead and book them now.
Very well. How long would you be needing them?
About a week.
You said 5 steed for 1 week's time.
Let's make it a week and a half, just to be safe.
Well, are you prepared to pin for them? If you have them longer, that they will be charged for the day, and if it's twice over in the amount of time, then you'll be forced to buy them.
I understand, yes. I have the coin.
This is fine. It will be 5 silvers for a horse, 2 more silvers for feed for each for the day. 7 silvers a horse with feed per day. Will this be fine? Agreeable.
Agreed.
35
Fine doing
silvers
business with you.
for, you said, a week and a half?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if it's a 4-day ride by horse, and we're going to be there for a couple days, I assume anyway.
I thought it was 3-day. 3-day trip by horse, 10 day.
3 or 4, yeah, whichever.
He
Either
holds
way.
up 3 fingers, and then on his other hand, he holds up 5 fingers, and then he kind of moves over, and he's like, and you said 10 days. That means 0. He kind of moves, but the other person actually moves over to the other side of him, and he holds up a 0, so it's like 300, he says 350 silvers.
Most agreeable.
Which is,
Out of
it's
curiosity.
35 gold.
Yeah.
I really like these people.
Out of
Yeah,
curiosity,
I'll
how
hand
much
him
would it be
35
to just buy the horses outright?
To buy the horses alone, we would charge, after requisition fees, we would charge 18 gold a horse.
And just to stable the horses from here on?
Depends on how long you'd have them stabled. Would you like them treated and stabled and fed daily?
Well, I mean, I was just thinking to myself, I wonder what it would cost to go ahead and just buy the horses outright and then just kind of leave them here on loan for business. After all, most of our business is done in Cauldron, but
We...
it seems just expensive.
Yes, we understand. It's the nature of the business, though. It can be expensive. You must understand that people tend... Well... In the past, people have rented our steed and not returned, or had returned them injured. And once it's broken, they're not useful.
No, broken animals tend to be a little less than useful. Just fielding a thought. That's all.
I will. I'll hand over 35 gold to him.
Okay. He counts the golds out, each individually. You can hear him, like, as he's thumbing through, it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Stops at 7, looks up for a minute. 8, yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12. Stops again at 18. 18. 19. Right, no, I know. 20, 21, 22.
No, it's okay, it's okay. I could take off a shoe if it helps.
You don't patronize me, sir.
Sorry.
This is why you're not a noble anymore.
Shh, no.
Counts the gold. They both nod.
This is a no.
And then he nods to you and he says, "We'll see you in the morning. We'll have your feedbacks and your steeds ready."
Sounds like a plan to me.
Jerrod will just knuckle a brow and start heading out. At which point he'll kind of just look at Klaus. I never got to act like that as a noble. That's why it's so much fun. I always had to be so upright and hoity-toity. Now that's all on my brother. I can be an asshole.
You mean you weren't before?
No, the people loved me.
What people? I haven't met a single person here who knows you, let alone loves you.
Well, that's because most of them are dead at this point. You know.
How?
I would go so far as to say that your brother doesn't even love you that much.
Oh, he's just mad because he thought I ran away.
You can't even be
You
upset at that.
effectively did.
You can't even be upset at that. He's not around to do that, so he's not around to tell you that your brother wasn't
nowhere
there.
near you right now.
Yeah.
Balthar drops to a knee. It's like the voices of 1,000 Jerrods are crying out. Suddenly gone silence.
Okay. Now that that's happened, where do you guys see yourselves going?
Back to the tavern.
To tip tankard.
Okay.
Get a little topsy.
Get a little. Very good.
Topsy-turvy.
Very, very good.
Before I head back to the tavern, I will make my way back to Tercion to let him know that we will be departing tomorrow morning.
Very good. I'm not going to deal with any of the roleplay in the situation. You can go ahead and just inform him of this. He'll nod in understanding and tell you that you have to do what you have to do.
Kiana, I'm guessing, is still in the infirmary.
No, Kiana is nowhere to be found. In fact, after she was treated, she will go right back out into the field. There's a lot going on, and the second in command, she's going to be playing a huge role right now. Yeah.
Yeah, because unlike somebody we know, she's not a bitch about it.
I don't know what he's saying.
I don't.
Glad I'm not the only one that's lost on that.
Okay.
He's the second Tercion in command. Does that mean anything?
No.
Is he being the bitch?
I don't know.
Hey!
Balthar awkwardly leaves the steps. Okay.
Turbo, thank you so much for that subscription, buddy. Welcome, the fucking Turbo, the Bubscriber himself.
He took that $9.99 sub.
He did take that $9.99 sub. Look at that guy. When I get my emotes, brother, you'll be having access to all 2 of them, because that's what I get as an affiliate. I'll make sure that they're good. I promise. You will not regret it. Thank you, Turbs.
But yeah, making my way back, I will Batman stealth my way through the streets because I don't want to deal with any fucking rioters and shit trying to mess with me.
So wait, your parents are gonna get shot?
If they did,
Jeez.
I'd be okay with it. They abandoned me in the first place.
Brutal.
Balthar shrugs. He's like, huh.
So, I'm going to be going to bed. Did you need a stealth check from me, bub?
Do I need a stealth to sleep? Yeah, well, you know what? In fact, I need you to sneak away, and then when you think you're about to sleep, I'll need 3 successful fortitudes, or you stay up all night long.
Fortitudes aren't hard for me. You got to give me something like
Well, the DC's
flat intelligence check.
the DC's 30 on the fortitudes, so just saying.
Yeah, no, that's a bit higher.
Do I need to roll stealth to make my way back, or is it just safe to assume that none of these people would be good enough to see me?
They're not really like looking for you. If they happen to see you, it's because they're looking for you, and they're far more talented and skilled than the regular schmuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So
You're just like a fart in the wind. Hardly anybody notices you.
swiggity, my way back to the tavern. Yeah.
All right, he's gonna do that. He's gonna swig swoog on his way to the tavern and stuff. Yeah.
My stealth skill level's up. because it's Skyrim, so my health comes back.
Fucking
I'm magically
ridiculous.
restored.
You're fired.
But yeah, make my way back. Oh, did I also get the painting rolled up for me on my before I left the shop?
Are you?
Yeah,
No, you're not going to paint the place.
No, I said, did I get the painting?
Oh, the painting?
brown knight.
It depends
Yeah.
if you paid for it or not.
Yeah, I already did.
Then yes, you can pay for it and you can take it if you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. But yeah, make my way back to the tavern. See if Jimothy's there.
Sure, that's totally fine. Yeah, this place, the tankard will be not exactly poppin' per se, but you know that given everything, Griffin didn't exactly want to remain open. He was worried about the safety of his sons and his establishment, but in times like these, people
You need it.
drift, and they rely on these things. They rely on their vices to kind of carry them. And in this case, ale is one of the strongest vices in the town. There's so many taverns here that it's not exact. Like I said, it's not popping, but even the band's playing. You know, they're just kind of doing their thing.
They kind of they get the idea of like what they have like a higher duty to take care of tonight, so they're trying to keep it as normal as possible.
Normalcy is incredibly important in this day and age.
Yeah. Walking in, I'll hail over for Jimothy. A bit of coffee if you have it, and then I'll go sit near the flurry.
So at least we know when we go into the Citadel, we have somebody to look for some items for. In the meantime, does anybody else see a reason why we shouldn't leave in the morning on board the trip?
If anything, I would say we get as early night sleep as possible and leave probably shortly before daybreak. Give ourselves to ride in the cool air as well as avoid any potential.
Well, we will have to wait until some mounts come in from a neighboring town. The stable masters only had 3 horses. They expect 4 more in the morning. So
It shouldn't be. Well,
as soon as they're in, we will be gone on the same day. Or
Yeah.
the same hour. But no, I'm just checking to see if there's any reason anybody can think of why in the morning.
no. I mean,
Because my goal is strictly to go to Red Gorge, to this tavern as soon as possible.
are we going to be pushing these horses at all? Or are we going to try to keep them as good in health as possible?
Good health. We need something to ride back.
I understand that, but I'm trying to figure out how we're going to be pushing our time. Not saying we're going to kill our horses getting there, but if we press them, we shorten that time. We shorten that time frame.
No, I don't think we're going to be pressing the horses too hard. I'm not going to try and go down full gallop the entire.
Hey, bub, you smell.
We'll see what the road provides. Regardless, my whole aim is to get to the tavern as soon as possible. Did anybody else have any plans? Balthar, I know you wanted to see your father, possibly on the way out or the way back.
Yes, potentially new armaments or additional supplies that I might
without
personally.
telling us where we'd be going, knowing where Red Gorge is, would it be on the way?
Oops.
You guys are aware of where Red Gorge is. You were given a map and a general destination.
Is
Right,
my
but-
is my outpost in that direction? Is what we're trying to.
It is in that. It is in that
General
direction.
direction?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just giving a nod to Jerrod. It is, but we just need to be careful when we go in that direction.
Well, I'll say this much.
Very
Unfortunately,
careful.
the needs of the town are more important than meeting your family. And
I'm not going there just to see my father for sentimental reasons. I also need to report in. I'm not sure if my message has made it yet, if he even knows I'm alive. On top of that, there are armaments that we can use that could benefit us in our travels heading to Red Ridge.
Besides, if we want touching family moments, we can go reunite Jerrod with his parents.
no, I don't have a shovel.
Just kind of raise an eyebrow, just like,
If you want real touchy moments, then you just invite him to a door party.
Jesus.
You know, you guys can just find a doorknob and sit on it for me. Keep it warm.
Yeah, I'll do that. While I do that, you should gnaw on this plate right here. See if it tastes good.
I will
Balthar just starts
Yeah.
sipping his coffee, just,
Just going full on Kermit the Frog.
alright, well, you guys continue on your...
Well, with that having been said, Klaus, Sakata, Horam, I know it's usually the best, the best plan is always to go well armed and well geared, well healed. So, do you think we should stop by this outpost so Balthar can have equip himself, report in?
You muted us.
we could
I
also
don't-
trade
I
the
don't have
horses.
qualms about it.
We could also trade the horses out there too. They'll bring them back. We save some gold, and we can just use the warden's horses that they have stabled there, and then continue on.
I wouldn't be against that idea.
Bear in mind,
We've already
Klaus.
paid for the horses.
Yeah,
of
you
course.
guys already paid for the horses for like
We
2
already
weeks.
paid for
Almost
10
2 weeks.
days worth. So I mean, it's neither here nor there, but I don't see a reason why we can't stop by. It's not going to be for
We're not spending the day there. It's
just to give you an opportunity to check in. That'd be fun.
correct.
But after that, I plan to.
Haul ass, as it were.
Well, I do have a reason to go ahead and meet these people, and I have my own motives. But we're agreed. That is our goal of attack. Come the next few days.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Before I take off to my quarters, wanted to talk to you about some stuff. Just some curiosity about you, Jerrod.
Certainly. What's on your mind?
Mind if we take a walk?
Well, so long as we're not holding hands, I don't mind.
You don't have to worry about holding hands. Just wanted.
It's not so romantic outside with the riots and whatnot.
No, but if anyone tries to get rough with us, we can use the exercise before tomorrow.
I like the way. Anybody else need me for anything?
Good talk.
You too, Sakata.
Nobody
Klaus,
says
no.
anything.
Yeah.
Nope.
Great job, team. Great job.
I'm not actually
Roll,
gonna say
on
anything.
3, 1, 2, 3.
I am
fire!
so tired of talking to Jerrod at this point for the day that I just
Just
no
looking at him.
response. No response.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare at him when he asks if there's anything we need from him. I'm just gonna wait for him to walk away.
You throw your
One of
sword
these
at
days, you guys are gonna need me, and I'm not gonna be there.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up this plate and I'm gonna throw it at him and say, "Hey, catch!"
So
Except I'm
as,
not actually gonna do that.
as we start making our way, I'll just finish the last of my coffee, put the cup down, and then I'll just let Griffin know that signal him that the cup is emptied. We're not going to be traveling far. I'm essentially just walking the perimeter of the tavern, just so we can talk outside, and then on top, if anyone is trying to cause damage to the tavern, we can fuck them up.
Sure. Let's just assume that you guys have successfully made it outside. Your allies clearly don't care. They're not even in a talking mood whatsoever.
They never care.
Despite their hype levels previously, they have since stopped. It's gone.
They're just like,
Traditionally downhill.
Jared's been here. We've been dealing with Jerrod all day.
I ordered turkey dinner. I'm sorry.
So go ahead.
So, Jerrod, your family line is somewhat not cause concern, but something that I've been curious about you and your brother in particular. Does he share the wear form like you do?
A good question. He doesn't. This is a recent happenstance, and it's just one of the thrilling dangers of being an adventurer. And I actually got it from one of our number. He'd come down with it, and I ended up bitten by him.
What happened to him?
He died.
Sorry to hear that.
No, it was somewhat beyond our control. As it is, we did avenge him, so we have that going.
Good to know.
Because we tend not to lose too many of our number. We don't avenge swiftly.
You see, when something's been kind of stirring in the back of my mind, and it's come down with the situation that your brother's been put in as a guard captain. Knowing his position, that he was recently challenged by Percival. I was wondering if, in that sense, that even though your nobility, even though that you say you have no money, that doesn't mean your nobility is stripped from you, correct?
There's no way for me to lose my name.
Then have you thought about possibly using that trial of peers to your advantage?
It's certainly something I'm aware of. I do know that if Alec can't see reason, that I do have the right to challenge him. If, but I'm certainly hoping.
So in that case, given the situation that's going on here, and I kind of swing my hand open to the rides and stuff, or the people kind of running about, couldn't you yourself fix all this? Couldn't you gain lordship over Cauldron itself?
The right of peers doesn't give me the right to, the power. It gives me the right to go ahead and challenge somebody for the position. For instance, I could, in theory, challenge my brother for the position of guard captain. Now, whether the nobility stand once I'm in that position is... You have to remember, when Cauldron was first getting started, those were not... And as such, the vote was not quite always necessary. There were quicker ways to rise into power, quicker ways to solve disagreements. There's a reason why the right of these things. It's ancient. It's still recognized. These are more civilized times.
You're muted, Ronald.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I understand the situation that with at least that your family's presented with. It was something that I've just been curious about.
I'll admit, if it came down to it, if Alec could not be reasoned, if I truly thought it necessary to step in on his behalf, certainly I could challenge him to the right of peers before he could end up in combat with him and potentially resolve the solution ahead of time. But again, I'm hoping it's necessary. Alec, for all intents and purposes, from what I can tell, at least by those people who admire him, a good man.
I would agree. I mean, from what people were shouting, I mean, he's also a paladin from St. Cuthbert's, correct?
He's a paladin, and he's known to St. Cuthbert's. Whether or not he's a Serad Ray hasn't quite yet been discerned. But as it is, the lady does happen to have a fondness for him.
I see. I also wanted to apologize to you. Back at the apothecary shop, I understand the position of having that creature eliminated, what it meant to the group, and putting forth so strongly my own feelings on the subject was wrong of me. And I feel like I've been kind of doing that pretty frequently as of late. And
I can understand where you're coming from, Balthar. I mean, there's a fundamental difference between us. We're from this. I myself am from the city. And of course, my interests lie in people of the city. Person, woodland of nature without the city. You view such things as creatures that should just be avoided. If I'd had my way, I would have gone ahead and slaughtered it right then and there, strictly on the interest of my own people. But I defer to the wisdom of Horam on that. He truly believes that this creature is going to go, that devil, that demon, is going to go to a different plane. I'm not content with it. I'm not happy about it. But I'm not about to go ahead and fight my own people. So while I do understand where you're coming from in your view, I would say that when it comes to within the city walls, let us do it in the interest of the city. If there's a way to go ahead and say, put the demon out or ensure that he goes to that different plane, certainly I would see fine. But in the future, let's just go ahead and defer to the agreement of the whole.
Do you think we were wrong though to spare him?
Absolutely. But what I think doesn't matter. It's in the past now. There's nothing we can do. It's not like go to the apothecary shop, raise it again, and kill it now. I think.
True. Very true. As we're walking, there's no rabble rousers near us, right? There's no one.
No, it's just this like lingering sense of
like tenseness
of tenseness on the air that it just kind of builds around you.
All right.
Something coming in the air tonight? Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
No. As is, you're just getting used to us as a group. As far as that's concerned, it's history. For right now, we should just go ahead and focus on what's coming. You may have to defer to your wisdom on them.
I would like that, but at the same time, I don't want it to be I don't want it to become a thing where I feel like everything that I express comes out as it has to be as the right way. I know I'm not perfect. I know that there's decisions that I make that.
Well, when it came to that one, you felt so strongly about it. I wanted to avoid it. I had the feeling that if I'd come down into that hole, it would have been a fight. Am I wrong?
I would have tried to have stopped you, but I wouldn't have raised a hand to you.
I'm curious to know, on the inside of the tavern, what is everybody doing?
General rebel rousing, drinking, and the like.
I had planned on.
Sakata's attempting to sing. Oh my god.
I am actually doing a karaoke version of Stand By Me. When it popped up on the jukebox, I just couldn't help it.
Okay. All right. So, basically drinking, acting a fool.
Yes, as
All right.
usual.
Sure. And you said that you wanted to go upstairs?
And I want to examine this tablet, and I don't know. It's pulled my interest. I want to look
Sure.
into it and see if I can figure anything out about it.
Peering over the tablet, you can tell that the rear side is actually... there's some kind of a map on it. There is some things that seem to be etched into it that... It's very crude, mind you. Very crude. Ronald, mute yourself while you're chewing on.
Oh shit! I just realized that. My bad.
Some things that seem to be entirely like crudely drawn on this. It says Vaprak's voice, round cave, null path, home, headless demon, and river. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pull this up so everybody can see what this looks like. I'm not sure if you guys closed it or not.
It looks like
We have access to it all the time.
Yeah,
Cool.
It's already on
Yeah.
there.
So
Hey, we
we'll
got the taxes.
zoom in. But
And
if
we
you're
know
looking
that
at
the
it,
river runs
ah,
runs southwest and northeast.
yes, it does. So you got Vaprak's voice, the round cave, the null path, this path called home, this area called home, the headless demon, and the river. You don't really know what that means. You know,
Looks like a.
you're pretty familiar with what a null is.
treasure map.
Pretty familiar with what a headless demon might be, but what is home? What is this round cave? So on and so forth.
Might have to show that to Balthar later.
So, Klaus, what were you doing? Were you going upstairs to kind of relax as well, or what did you have in mind?
I'm gonna take the rest of the night off since we gotta leave so early in the morning.
Sounds
to
good.
Head out.
Sounds good.
He just doesn't want to deal with our shit anymore.
Okay.
It's
So you
okay,
guys
bro.
can you guys can wrap up the events outside. If there was anything else that you had left to say.
No, I think it was just Balthar and Jerrod just conversating, coming to terms, getting a little closer, just kind of throwing it up.
Sure. Well, something I haven't done in a long time, because it's still considered bad etiquette on Twitch, but it's something that I feel like it kind of needs to be done once in a while. Shake some things up.
Lurkers.
Yeah, man, I want to call out some lurkers. You guys, please come on out and say something. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But if you feel the absolute need and desire to say something, then I encourage you to do so. Because there's some people here that it would be nice to kind of meet, get to know a little bit better. Let's see here. We've got Technician, Swordplay, RNG Maid, Redo, what's going on, man? Rabid Pachycephalosaurus. Rabid Pachycephalosaurus, what's going on, buddy? Oberon.
Just impressed you could go ahead and pronounce that.
Myth Scribe, what's going on, buddy? I know a lot of you guys. Jurassic Dino, how you doing, friend? Gold Padro. And Kairos? I believe that's right. Ember Queen? Dragon Shadow Priest? Doofus Pants, what's going on, everybody? Come on, feel free to come out, say something, introduce yourselves. Let me know if you guys are enjoying the show. If not, it's cool. I get it. It's not for everybody to kind of come out of the shadows once in a while, but I need to know if you guys are enjoying the show. I know that you guys have been lurking for a long time, some of you much longer than others, but feel free to let me know. This is the only way that I'm going to be better as a dungeon master, and it's the only way that the players are going to know if they're doing any good, if there's certain things that they're doing that might be bad etiquette as a role player, or if there's something that you feel like would be cool if they gave to you. Something you guys can do, check out check out their character sheets. Let's do this here. Let's go with Balthar. Boom. Boom, bam. Balthar. You guys can check their character sheets right there. You can actually look up their character sheets based on their name. There's Sakata, Balthar. All of them have their own character sheets. We lost in-use cam. He's back. There's Jerrod's. If you guys want to know a bit more about the characters, you guys click on those, and it will tell you all of the most important information about their characters. It'll give you their level. It'll give you their stats. All of these things. I've tried to make these available for you if you'd be interested in seeing what they've got. Jerrod's is with an S. Breast McBest.
Yeah, because there's 2 Jerrods, and somebody apparently already used Jerrod.
Yeah, someone used a bit.ly for Jerrod already, so I had to use S at the end. That's fine. But if there are other things that you guys would like to see more of, by all means, please let me know. I would love to be able to make them available for you. Right on, Swordplay. Sounds good, buddy.
A lot of role play. It was kind of role play heavy, but I think over the next day or so, over the next session, things are going to get tense.
Things are still going to get tense. I'm not immediately ending. Horam still no backstory? Wait a minute. I thought you wrote that already, Annie.
I did. I just forgot to put it on the Google Doc. Definitely have it on a notepad on my thing as Horam's backstory.
That's
too.
perfect. Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, the night's still not over at this point. Actually, I kind of wanted to leave it up to you guys to give it a call. Do you want to end this here? Next session will begin with